fire was one of the greatest survival tools humans ever discovered. It gave us warmth. It cooked our food. It scared away predators. It lit up the darkness. And then, at some point, humans looked at the smoke rising from burning plants and made a very strange decision. They breathed it in on purpose. That is the part that feels almost ridiculous when you think about it. Smoke is not comfortable. It stings the eyes. It burns the throat. It makes you cough. It smells strong, sticks to your skin, and tells your body that something nearby is on fire. So why did humans start smoking before cigarettes even existed? The answer is not as simple as, ancient people wanted a cigarette. For most of human history, there were no neat little paper tubes, no cigarette packets, no lighters, no factory-made filters, and no modern smoking culture. Smoking began long before that world existed. It began with fire, plants, curiosity, ritual, medicine, and the strange human habit of turning almost everything into meaning. The very first step was probably accidental. Early humans lived around fire constantly. They cooked over it, slept near it, gathered beside it, and used it to survive cold nights. That meant they were always breathing some kind of smoke: wood smoke, grass smoke, smoke from leaves, smoke from whatever plants were nearby. At first, smoke was just part of fire. But humans are pattern-seeking animals. We notice differences. We remember what changes the body. We ask, even without words, what happens if we do that again? And different plants do different things when they burn. Some smell pleasant. Some repel insects. Some make people cough. Some make the air feel sacred or mysterious. Some contain chemicals that affect the brain. Long before modern science, humans could still notice effects. A certain plant might make people feel calmer, another might make them feel alert, another might cause dizziness, dreams, visions, sickness, or relief from pain. People did not need chemistry textbooks to realize that burning one plant did not feel the same as burning another. That may be where intentional smoking began, not with addiction in the modern sense, and not with cigarettes, but with experimentation. Someone noticed that a certain smoke did something. Someone else repeated it. The group remembered it. And over generations, smoke became more than waste from a fire. It became a tool. But this is where we have to be careful. We do not know the exact first moment when a human intentionally smoked a plant. Smoke disappears. Bodies disappear. Habits disappear. Archaeology gives us clues, not a perfect video recording of the first person who ever leaned over a fire and thought, that was horrible, but also interesting. The oldest direct evidence depends on what plant we are talking about. In North America, archaeologists have found ancient smoking tools with nicotine residue, suggesting that people were using tobacco thousands of years ago. In Central Asia, researchers found evidence that cannabis was burned in wooden braziers at an ancient cemetery, probably as part of ritual or funerary ceremonies. So smoking did not have one single beginning everywhere. Different people, in different places, discovered different plants for different reasons. And that matters because smoking was not just one habit. It was many habits wearing the same disguise. For some cultures, smoke was medicine. For others, it was ceremony. For others, it was social. For others, it was spiritual. And sometimes, it was all of those things at once. Think about how strange smoke is from a human point of view. It moves like something alive. It rises from the fire and disappears into the sky. It changes smell, changes mood, fills space, and then vanishes. For ancient people trying to explain death, dreams, illness, weather, spirits, and the invisible world, smoke must have felt powerful. It could carry scent. It could change the air. It could mark a special moment. It could separate ordinary time from ritual time. That is one reason burning plants became important in ceremonies all over the world. Even when people were not directly inhaling smoke the way modern smokers do, They were using smoke to transform a space. Smoke could make a gathering feel sacred. It could connect the living with the dead. It could turn a normal fire into something meaningful. But eventually, some humans did more than stand near smoke. They pulled it into their bodies, and that changed everything. When a substance is inhaled, its effects can be fast. The lungs are built to exchange gases quickly, so if a burned plant contains chemicals that affect the brain, inhaling the smoke can make the effect feel almost immediate. That speed matters. Eating a plant takes time. Drinking something takes time. But smoke can feel like it enters the body and changes the moment almost instantly. That may be one reason smoking became so powerful as a ritual. It was not just symbolic, it was physical. The smoke could be seen, smelled, felt, and experienced inside the body. It made the invisible feel real. Tobacco became one of the most important smoking plants in the Americas, long before Europeans spread it around the world. Many indigenous cultures used tobacco in deeply meaningful ways. It could be part of prayer, diplomacy, healing, offering, ceremony, and social life. It was not originally just a casual product bought at a shop. It was often tied to relationships, obligations, and the sacred. Cannabis has a different story. In parts of ancient Central Asia, evidence suggests it was burned in ritual contexts, possibly connected with funerals and altered states. This was not the same as modern recreational smoking. It was probably connected to ceremony, death, transition, and group experience. The important point is that cigarettes came much later. Cigarettes turned smoking into something smaller, faster, cheaper, portable, and eventually industrial. But humans had already been breathing plant smoke for thousands of years before that. The cigarette did not invent smoking. It packaged it. Before cigarettes, people used pipes, braziers, reeds, leaves, cigars, incense burners, heated stones, and open fires. The method changed from place to place, but the basic idea was the same. Burn a plant, release its smoke, and use that smoke for an effect. Sometimes the effect was pleasure. Sometimes it was calm. Sometimes it was connection. Sometimes it was status. Sometimes it was ceremony. Sometimes it was the feeling that the ordinary world had shifted slightly. And that may be the deeper reason humans kept doing it. Smoking gave people a way to turn breath into ritual. Every inhale became a physical action. Every exhale created something visible. Smoke made the body part of the ceremony. It gave people a shared rhythm. Light. Inhale, pass, wait, speak, listen. In groups, that is powerful. Humans love shared rituals. We gather around drinks, meals, fires, music, dances, stories, and repeated gestures. Smoking could become one of those gestures. A pipe passed from person to person was not just a delivery system for a plant. It was a social object. It said, "We are doing this together," but there is a darker side to this story. Smoke is dangerous. Ancient people may not have understood lungs, cancer, addiction, or toxic particles the way modern science does, but the body still paid the price. Coughing was not a misunderstanding. It was the body objecting. And yet humans kept smoking. That says something very human. We often take things that are risky and give them meaning. We turn danger into tradition. We turn discomfort into identity. We turn chemistry into culture. Alcohol is poisonous, but humans made it social. Fire can kill, but humans made it home. Smoke hurts the lungs, but humans made it sacred, relaxing, powerful, rebellious, fashionable, or communal. That is the strange pattern. Humans did not start smoking because cigarettes existed. Cigarettes existed because humans had already spent thousands of years proving that smoke could mean something. So why did humans start smoking before cigarettes? Because fire introduced us to smoke. Plants made smoke interesting. The body made its effects memorable. Ritual made it meaningful. and society made it stick. At first, smoke was just the annoying thing that came from fire. Then it became a smell, then a signal, then a medicine, then a ceremony, then a habit, and eventually, much later, an industry. The weirdest part is that smoking began with one of the most basic human discoveries, fire. The thing that protected us from the wild also taught us that the air itself could be changed, and humans, being humans, did not stop at warmth and cooked food. We burned plants, breathed the smoke, gave it stories, passed it around, and turned it into culture. Long before cigarettes, humans had already discovered something strange. Smoke could hurt. Smoke could heal. Smoke could connect. Smoke could alter the mind, and once humans found meaning in the smoke, they kept reaching for it.